smash like. If you love the Saints, 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 come on. Back to winning ways. It's ended Wolves 0, Southampton 2. How about that, Jack?
Oh, you know what? It's just great. When that Armstrong goal went in, it was like was it the Villa match at home when that Sheridan's long ball over the top? It's like, oh,
Armstrong goal. Yeah,
that means we've won. Like you got it's like, oh, we've won the game now. It's
exactly.
Thank the Lord. And yeah, what a good game it was. It was a great game of football, really.
Commanding performance.
So refreshing to watch us play like that. I still think we could have gotten more out of it, but we won. So that doesn't matter.
Win.
That doesn't matter.
We did win indeed. We won by a rather bizarre goal from Danny Ings in the second half. Hit it against the goalkeeper. He looked to be in an offside position. It bounced back off Ings and into the goal, and VAR checked it, and VAR went in our favour and awarded us the goal. So that was quite something for us. Danny Ings getting a goal. And a VAR decision going for us. So win-win. And then towards the end of the game, it arguably looked like they were getting back into it a little bit more, having a bit more possession. But I thought we looked comfortable. Salisu on his debut had a standout performance. Maybe one or two little errors, perhaps a little bit lucky in the first half to get away with that penalty decision. But I'm encouraged from what I've seen. And Armstrong, I would disagree with Steve McManaman and say Armstrong was the man of the match today. And that was before he got the goal in the final minutes. So, yeah, I am buzzing. It was
a great game for so many reasons. It was an exciting game, kind of end to end, but both teams put in an all right, good performance from Southampton and an all right performance from Wolves. But there was every decision that John Moss made, he made it correctly. And it was so refreshing to watch 90 minutes of football and not once go, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. You know, me and Mike joined in solidarity. We said it wasn't a penalty at the end of the game there. It quite clearly wasn't.
Yep. He made the right decision. VAR was used correctly this evening because it wasn't an obvious error in that first one. And it wasn't a penalty for the last, pretty much the last kick of the game. I did enjoy the fact that was actually running the clock down for us.
Yeah, that was good.
And that also the moment where you could see James Ward-Prowse was looking at it thinking like, oh, I could have a go from here. And then he's like, take it to the corner flag. So
it was just nice to have a game where we can get to the end of it and we can honestly talk about the football.
Right.
You know, the only reason I have to talk about the ref today is because he did his job right, and which is great.
Yeah.
So it's nice that we can get to the end of the game and we can be like, how good was Salisu?
Yeah. How really good was Salisu? And also the fact that we had Kyle Walker-Peters back.
Yep.
And we actually had a right back in a right back position and a left back in a left back position and two central defenders. I mean,
the crazy thing is Walker-Peters tonight actually didn't have a very big game. He wasn't necessarily the star standout from the back four. But because we had a player playing in the correct position and nobody was making up for lost space or out of position players, suddenly our back four looked amazing. It is so crazy how that one position can just knock us out of whack like that. And the proof is in the pudding tonight is the fact that we had Salisu start for his very first game and he was covered. Like you say, the couple of little mistakes that he made easily covered. And, you know, you could say we got away with the penalty in the first half, but that's one of those penalties. If you were asking me, it's not a penalty. So,
yeah. What, are you talking about the first one in the first half?
Yeah, the first one in the first half.
Yeah, it wasn't enough for it to be overturned. So yeah, definitely.
And then Forster was great.
Forster was great, and that brings me perfectly onto this question from Alex. Would you now pick Fraser for the weekend? Wasn't tested enough. I've got a bit of a theory on this before you jump in, Jack. Sorry, just jump in there.
Go on,
do you know, I think, and I said it during the game, I think McCarthy tries to get involved in the outfield play too much and he gets himself in trouble. He's like used as another defender when we're kicking the ball around, and it's got us in all kinds of trouble in the recent games. And I just think the fact that Fraser Forster takes a different position on that, sort of sits at the back more, lets the defenders get on and do what they do, he suits the player a bit better, and it just seems to work. And he's got 3 clean sheets in a row.
Yeah. And now it's
So-
free. And tonight we could all say tonight was the first time he was really tested. But as I said in the game, that got there. He made a great save with his feet around about, what was it, probably about 80 minutes into the game, give or take, was it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Earlier than that. And it was a great save with his feet. And it was a goal that I thought if McCarthy was on the pitch, it would have gone in because of how McCarthy spreads wide. And, you know, he kind of just, for me, McCarthy, when he makes a save, he's made the decision to save it like this. Let's hope he saves it. Whereas Forster seems to, when he makes a save, if everything seems there's a purpose to what he's doing. So, and then there was the great challenge he put towards the end there. His positioning is so much better than McCarthy's. If, like you say, he plays a bit deeper. He doesn't come that far out, so he's never lost in no man's land. He's in goal,
right? Yeah,
and he's smart enough to know when to come and collect the ball. There was the header out that he did when Salasu sort of eased it back to him. So he was just. I thought for me, Forster was really, really, really good tonight, and he did everything he should be doing. And after McCarthy's recent performances, I do think Forster should start.
Yeah,
I do honestly think.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely right. They're just replaying the Stuart Armstrong guy. That's a tricky shot to make.
Yeah,
that's not a tap in. That is that's a fantastic goal.
It's a fantastic goal, and also praise to Nathan Teller for getting that ball back and then not losing it there as well. He could have easily lost it there. Played that ball to Armstrong. Great goal.
Great game. Armstrong man of the match. 100% in my opinion. Fantastic game. He was man of the match before that goal. Had a great game. So, great question here from Harry. Opinions on Salasu debut. I'm really encouraged. I mean, we've been waiting an absolute age to see him. What feels like an entire season almost to see him, and it literally is been that long. I'm very encouraged. He's tall. I think he'll build in confidence. But he's got pace as well, and I think that's something that, you know, we were all saying, like, how good would Vestergaard be if he had pace? And here we are looking at another 6'3". Oh, actually, Vestergaard's 6'8" or something ridiculous like that, isn't he?
It's
but he's got pace.
It's that thing you watch him in this game, like, oh, it's going to be great when he gets confidence. But when you look at him tonight, you're like, wow, this is him unconfident, wicked.
Right
tonight, he never looked out of his depth.
Mm-hmm.
He never looked like the player in the squad you were like, oh, this is going to take a while for him to ease in.
Yeah,
he came on and he looked like a centre back that knows how to play his position, and he's young and confident and knows how to play football.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there seems to be a lot. You know, there's that trend of players coming to the Premier League and then seemingly kind of forgetting how to play their position or just how to play football. And he's like, I'm here. I've waited a long time for this now, and he made a hell of a performance for me. I almost put him as my man of the match just for how well he's played and how, you know, for what he's done,
right,
for the performance as it is. I think as a Saints fan, I would give him a really high rating. And if we did player ratings, I would give him, you know, super high for a debut. You can.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it now.
You want
player ratings? Come on, Forster. No. Let's go.
Forster. Let's say if 6 is average, 6 is the average, I'm going to give him a 7.5.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think I differ from that. I think you could argue that he didn't have a lot to do, but when he was needed, he was a commanding force. So
and his distribution was fine tonight. Never once did he boot a ball away where I was like, that wasn't great. Yep. There was that one in the first half, but it wasn't a wayward pass. Probably just wasn't the correct pass decision. Although it didn't nothing came from it. So
yeah,
fine.
We'll just do the starting 11 just to save time here. Bertrand.
I'd give him an 8 probably. Great effort tonight. There was sort of a fear the last game where I thought, has he dropped in pace or is he, you know, what's going on? But tonight he looked completely on it. I think this will be sort of the same for all of the defenders tonight. Really, they all did their job exactly how they need to be doing their job.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, I think the only omission, I would say, agree with Salasu. We'll give him an 8. Bednarek, we'll give him an 8. Walker Peters, it was great to see him back. I think it would take a few games for him to get fully match fit because there were a couple of moments where he lost possession and sort of gave us a few nervy moments. So maybe a 7.8 for
I would give it the
Walker
same.
Peters.
If you're giving Forster a 7.5, I'm giving Kyle Walker Peters a 7.4 because I would say he would have just the same amount. He had to do more than Forster in the game, so that kind of balances it out. But as much as it's more what he brought to the side. So
Yep.
But like, Kyle Walker Peters made such a difference, so I would give him 7.4. Can we put him right underneath Forster?
We're very specific on these numbers. Okay, go on in. Gineppo. Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot here. Maybe I should start on some of these. What do you reckon?
7.5 as well. I'm going to give him the sort of same as Forster.
Yeah.
He did his job tonight, and when he was called upon, he did bits. Gineppo, you just don't know what to make of him as a player because he's a troublemaker, really. But then it's what else he does outside of that. He's just good at getting fouls, getting us into a bit of a different situation. So I'll give him a 7.5 for tonight.
Yeah, and let us know in the comment section as well what ratings you're giving these players. Everyone had a great game tonight. I don't think anyone had a particularly bad game. I mean, we won 2-0 away at the Molineux. So moving on to Romeu, he did not disappoint. We got our yellow card at long last in the 87th or 88th minute. But again, a commanding force in midfield.
Yeah, I'll give him. I don't know what I would give him and James Ward-Prowse both 8 each. But I'm going to give what I don't know. I'm going to give him 8.5 each because I like them. I'm going to give Romeo 8.4 purely because that yellow card, although I love to see it, was in just the wrong position. And if a better team had it, we might be saying other things.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was thinking when I think it was Pedro Neto was perhaps positioning the ball, I was thinking, do you know what? If that was Ward-Prowse, I'd be really nervous in terms of taking a strike from there.
I mean, luckily, no one else is Ward-Prowse. That's literally impossible, but
Yeah, absolutely. Got the draw now. Is it on now? I think it's on later, isn't it? It's after the Chelsea game, isn't it? The wine people are calling them Chelsea. I love that. Where do we get to? Prowse. Again, I agree. What did you give Prowse?
8.5, and I gave Romeo 8.4.
Okay. So what are you giving Stuart Armstrong, man?
I'm going to give him a 9.
Smashed it.
Yeah. I don't think you can give anybody the full 10 because 10 is something special. But as far as a guy who was really creative today, put great passes in, some good challenges. There was that play that Redmond probably should have scored. A bit of skill he did that. He's such a solid player, and then he just finished the game off as well. So I'm gonna give him a big fat 9.
Big fat 9. Yeah, I agree with you there. I'm gonna give him a 9.2. 9.2. Just that because he had to that final goal. Everyone thinks it's a tap in, but you look back at it, he's got to position it against the inside of the post past 3 Wolves defenders from a diagonal angle. That's no tapping against Aston Villa in the 90 goodness knows what minute. So yeah, I'm going to give him 9.2. Redmond in an up front position playing to the left side.
I will give him I'm going to give him a 7.9 with Romeo. He had a good game today. He was really good at ball retention and getting it back. I still think there's more to get out of Redmond.
Yeah. I'm going to give Redmond a 7. He was better today. He was able to win the ball back on a few occasions and actually hold the ball up, which he's really struggled in that left side to do that in terms of sort of breaking down defenders. But so yeah, I'm going to give him a 7. And for Danny Ings, I'm going to give him an 8 because he got the goal. It's still not the prolific Danny that we all know and love. But hopefully this will be the confidence boost to get him back into the frame of that.
Yeah,
so
if Danny's playing above an 8, you don't take him off.
Right.
That's the thing. This is him giving. This is a decent performance from Danny. He scored a goal. It was a good run, but I still ask more of him for what he is and what he should be bringing to the team. Just a bit more out of him. So yeah, an 8 as well.
Yeah. Okay, here we got the draw. Here it is.
Come on in, guys. Who we got?
What number are we? What's our ball number? So you join us live here on the MatchDayVlogs channel for the live draw
I mean, we've also got to do the preview for next week's show.
Exactly. This is a bumper edition. What am I going to title this on YouTube?
This is huge. You got a win against Wolves, FA Cup draw, and a preview.
Yeah, you wouldn't have got this if we'd lost.
The Mott we're hoping it. No, you would not.
There we go. Apparently, according to Matthew, a ball number 4.
Ball number 4.
Ball number 4. Who do you want? Bournemouth. You want Bournemouth?
I mean, yeah, Bournemouth would be the one to get.
But... Well, they look good. They look good playing against Burnley the other night.
Like they look good. They beat Burnley, but also Harry Redknapp's there, and
it'd be too good.
But also the other side of that.
The TV gods want it. Yeah, the other side of that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? Portsmouth, it's all or nothing. It's like, come on, I want Portsmouth. Bournemouth is like, yeah, but now they've got him, and if the worst came to worst, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah. So we are ball number 4. Who do we not want?
United or City, or Leicester, or Everton, or Chelsea.
Yeah.
Sheffield or Bournemouth, really.
Let me get a banner ready.
Mate, do you reckon Arsenal fans are just livid watching this game? Like, literally, it's a trophy made for Arsenal. It's the Emirates trophy. And they're out.
Yeah, indeed.
Balls are in. I see number 4. I see us. Well, I'd like one of those England bags to keep the Scrabble pieces in. That'd be cool. Come on.
Okay. Well, number
That's
6.
First.
Everton. I need to hide the chat without. Oh, look, because they're going to be ahead of me. Right, it's Everton versus City. Whew.
Cool. That's going to be an hard one.
Well, Everton would have wanted to be at home for that. Right, Bournemouth at home. 4. Yes!
Hey!
South Coast is ours.
The South Coast is ours.
Wow. Man. Don't worry, everyone. Shane Long is cup tied.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Bournemouth. Let's smash Redknapp.
They did all right with that. In the game against Burnley. Sorry, bumbling my words here. It's like I've had a couple of beers and nothing to eat.
Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it?
There we go. So 1 game away. Alex put it perfectly here. 1 game away from Wembley. And we draw Bournemouth.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good place to be.
Is that something to be gutted about?
Even
Bournemouth fans are happy with it. It's a nice draw. I think any Bournemouth fan will probably look at that and thinking like, well, I hope it's not Man City away. So, yeah.
Saints at home.
I missed all the others. What happened next? Did anyone catch the others? I saw Everton, Man City.
I saw Leicester United. Does that mean it must be?
So Everton, Man City, Bournemouth versus the mighty Saints.
Yeah.
Leicester versus Man United. I love football. Oh, so good. Barnsley or Chelsea versus Sheffield United. Do you know what I think?
Come on, Barnsley. That'd be so funny.
Man.
It's a good draw. It's a good draw.
There we go. So, should we talk about the game on Sunday?
Yes, please.
Midday kickoff.
It's strange, isn't it? Midday kickoff. It's on Amazon, isn't it?
Is it on Amazon?
I think it's on Amazon this weekend.
Oh man, it's even worse than when the games were on BT. Although they do have Simon Jones on Amazon, who's a fantastic football pundit. It's great to see him back.
I mean, there's only 2 football pundits in the game that are worth watching right now, and they're on this channel.
Yeah. Is a Chelsea game on next?
Yes, I believe so.
There we go.
Top
Football.
So yeah, this weekend, repeat of this, please. Just a repeat. Yeah, just do this again. I think they're more likely to start, Traore than to start, what's his face. But I think just hopefully we can just do this again with Minamino in the squad as well. I don't know if there's any other players back this weekend. I don't know if Ralph said anything. I've not actually listened to the press conference this week yet, so I don't know if there's anybody else to come back. But yeah, this team but stronger, and just do the same again. It's the Arsenal game was tough because it seemed just to fall apart. We lost more players after that game, so it was a hard comeback to the lead. But if we can do a treble over Wolves this season, that'd be a nice thing to have on the stats.
Say that big again.
I said if we can beat Wolves 3 times.
It's absolutely. I mean, we didn't get the win in the league, and I thought we were kind of a bit lucky to hold on to the draw in the end. I mean, we could have got the win actually if Walcott had scored. But in regards to the players coming back, I mean, Minamino, I think Armstrong's performance tonight really puts a question mark on whether you start him or not.
But I think you can put you can push him higher, so you could play Minamino up top with Danny.
Yeah,
I honestly think Minamino's is the guy in the squad to watch. There's a good chance that a couple of games you'll all start to realize he might be the best player here.
Yeah. Well, you make a good point there. I mean, if you played if you're willing to play Redmond up front, why wouldn't you put Minamino up front?
I think it's just great. We've suddenly, out of nowhere, I've got options. It's like, 2 weeks ago, it's hopeless, and we've got no one's fit. We don't know who we're playing. The bench is confusing, and now we're finally back into now there are options. And suddenly tonight you see a performance like this.
Yeah,
you're like, yeah, this is how we play football. It's just we have got to weather the storm. We've got to get through those tides. So I think we need to win really on the weekend.
I think so. Yeah, I mean we haven't won we've lost the last 5 games in the league. We're still on 29 points. Had we not had such a great start to the season, we'd all be getting a lot more nervous. But Wolves are in an arguably worse position in the league. Well, they are in a lower position in the league. And it really surprises me that they're there. And I don't quite understand what's going wrong for Wolves in the sense that they can't seem to... I don't think it's a goal-scoring thing. It's just the fact that they're conceding quite a few goals. I mean, we're able to score 2 past them tonight, but they were fielding a slightly weaker side. Do I think they'll start full strength on Sunday? Obviously they're going to start full strength on Sunday. But I think we'll be up against a similar kind of opponent because they're going to be playing 3 at the back. We're going to have maybe Vestergaard come back in for Salisu. But I just think maybe Salisu's performance tonight has given Ralph the confidence to think, you know what, you can start Sunday after playing like that. So,
like I said, it all depends. I after the last game, I don't think Vestergaard was 100% there, and I don't want to rush him back because he is such an important player. So if I wouldn't mind seeing Salisu play again, I agree. I don't think we've seen too much of a different side from Wolves. Maybe a few players to come on to start off with, but I don't see them. I mean, they came Traore came on against against a tired back line, and we still kept him in choice. If anything, he was making rash challenges and rash fouls, and we kind of it was just a good game for us. I think Wolves as a team were a good team for us to play right now because they're in a bad position where they got injuries, but also they bought quite a few in the summer. And as you saw at Chelsea, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to all work together at the same time and go.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all trying to find their spots. And then not only on top of that, but the players that were core to that team are injured and out, or they went to Liverpool. So it's a hard place for Wolves to be in right now. It's nice for once that it's more in our favour. It's like, oh, now's a good time to be playing Wolves. Now is a good time to be playing Wolves, and I think that hopefully will follow through onto the weekend again. I think we've got the answers for Wolves right now. I think we much harder they had Jimenez. I think we really quite clearly struggle against world-class attackers, and he is a world-class attacker.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard, but I'm confident about it. And Forster should start as well, I think.
Yeah, you're in Forster starts on Sunday?
Forster starts.
I think it will send a message that the fact that the number one position is up for grabs. So I don't know. I get the impression Ralph might start McCarthy again. I just got a feeling he's going to stick McCarthy back in, but I just, like I said, maybe Forster can have a word with McCarthy and say, just don't get involved with outfield play so much and don't get yourself into trouble.
I can't imagine where we'd be if we finished that game on Sunday and even though we're not lost, if we've drawn down to a save, like down to a McCarthy decision, because that'd be a rattle for him. I think Southampton a few years ago, when we had there was that point where we rotated Gunn and McCarthy in and out quite a lot. Do you remember that? And it would seem to be McCarthy would have 2 games and he would dip, and then Gunn would come in and have a couple of good games and dip, and we were kind of just deciding where it was going to land.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if you see that a little bit now from Forster and McCarthy, because it does need to happen. I think that goal, Forster did a better job tonight, and he's better positioned. There are more pros to his game right now than I can see in McCarthy. So
more clean sheets. No,
more
absolutely.
clean sheets.
I've spotted something in the chat here. There's a resident Bournemouth fan here. He's welcome along. Absolutely, welcome to the show, sir. Happy to have the team that have got so far to play. I'm happy my team have got so this far, and playing the Saints away has been fun. Being a South Coast derby of sorts. It's not a derby.
It's not a derby.
Not a derby. In the same way, Southampton versus Brighton is not a derby.
Yeah, it's not real, mate. It's not.
Exactly. There we go.
And we get it. In reality, Brighton should probably be picking on, like, it should be Brighton Bournemouth. That makes sense. But for some reason, Brighton have got Crystal Palace, so we're sorry that they've ruined that fun for you as well. So
yeah, very weird. There we go. We have a few. I'll give you that. A few do call it that for some weird reason. I don't know. I didn't know the last time we played at Mary's, there were a section, maybe 10 or 15 supporters from both sides that were proper getting into it. So
I think some people try to start. I think people who try to start it are the people who never have been to Southampton versus Portsmouth.
Yeah, we've got too much hate for that side.
And there is a part of it of you trying to chase the rush. There's no other feeling quite like beating Portsmouth, and I understand where you're trying to get that from, but understand it's unless our dock workers go on strike and Bournemouth take over or whatever lie Portsmouth think is the reason for it. Whatever.
There'll be many Saints fans out there that will remember us handing out buckets in the stadium to help support financially. Going both ways as well. So, you can't really call it a derby when you're willing to financially support from your own fans' pockets.
It was one of those things of, like when you play FIFA and you don't want to be Southampton. So there was a lot of years where I was like, I won't be Southampton in the Premier League. I'll take Bournemouth up. And I've taken Bournemouth from League One to the Premier League too many times to have that much hate for them in my heart. Yeah, exactly. Same with Yeovil. Same with Plymouth. I think those are the teams I take up.
Scunthorpe United.
Yes, he's Scunthorpe. It's those sort of teams. I don't have any hate for them really.
We digress. We digress indeed. But moving back on to the Wolves home game, I would hope that we can replicate this and get something similar in regards to results. I think it's absolutely possible in terms of the run of form that Wolves are on that we can get a win. But play like that. And the lack of chances that Wolves are able to create against us, I think we can be confident and to certainly get some points back on the board in the Premier League will make us all feel a lot better and have us sort of talking about the cup rather than the woes of the league. But
it's one thing that we've said all season is that the way that you do well in this league now is just pure consistency, and there's nothing more consistent playing the same team twice in 1 week.
yeah,
And the Arsenal game was tough. I feel like I can't believe we didn't the league performance compared to the cup performance really.
yeah,
So hopefully this is a good chance for us to be like, no, we can do this consistently. We know how to play against Wolves. We know what we can do this. So a nice win again would be nice. I'm sure our predictions for it will be
fairly similar.
the same sort of thing. 2-0.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Wolves had a bad game tonight though either. It's not like
No.
they didn't play very well. So it's I hear what you're saying like in regards to like the Arsenal, the fact that we played them after our FA Cup win and it was a different game the following Premier League fixture, but I don't see it being too different in terms of the side's strength, should we say? Because they started a weakened side, but they brought their players back on in the second half, maybe a bit too late. But
so I mean, the problem is it's always worrying when you see Adama Traore warming up with his Vaseline arms. You're like, oh, for God's sake, here it comes. But this game. I mean, there was that one point where maybe Bertrand could have pushed him to the wing, but then Salasu covered it up, and then he got frustrated, and Gineppo was annoying him, so he started putting challenges. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Traore get a card on the weekend, and us annoying him. I think when we can spot where the threats are, we tend to cover up pretty well. It's kind of like when we play against Palace, we always seem to cover Zaha, and as soon as you don't do that, we fall apart.
Yeah,
like, we just know we're not a dumb team. We're just an unfortunate team.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've talked for so much. I mean, imagine if we'd gone to extra time tonight, we'd have to do this in 30 minutes time. But the fact that it didn't go to extra time, I think, is helped both clubs out for the
absolutely
for the game on Sunday. But of course, as Alex is pointing out here, the route through the FA Cup may be securing us European football.
Not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout.
Do you know what? It's something, isn't it?
It's something. When you look at the teams that are left in the FA Cup, and a good cup run would be great. I saw that comment up there somewhere saying that we've not, last time we've not conceded in the cup run like this was when we got to the League Cup final. I don't look into those statistics like that, but I also don't think when your defensive record is this good in the cup right now, that is something to be proud of. Not to concede in how many games we played? Is it now 4 games?
What, Forster?
No, I mean in the FA Cup we've not conceded. It would be Foster as well, wouldn't it? Because he's played all of our FA Cup games. So
yeah,
that's something to take away that we've not conceded in all of our cup games. And
that is a good point
for a team that only lose when we're defensively awful.
Yeah.
Understatement,
Jack. Understatement.
Well, no.
Defensively woeful. There we go. But I'm going to end it here with this beautiful comment from Matthew. I've waited 4 years to see Saints win a trophy. Oh, there was the Johnson's Paint trophy, I suppose. You'll never win that. You'll never win that.
Johnson's Paint trophy. You'll never win that. My favourite.
There you go. Never a wiser word spoken.
Although it is, I believe it's now the Papa John's trophy, and I would,
the buy one get one free pizza trophy. You'll never win that. Well, thanks to everyone for joining us during the game and also during this post-match discussion. It's been great fun. We have progressed to the FA Cup quarterfinals, and it looks like the squad are back to winning ways. So we're feeling positive. We're feeling jubilant yet again.
Excited for Sunday, mate. Excited for the next game of football.
Excited for Sunday, absolutely. As always, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. All right. See you, everyone. Cheers. Bye.